To get this window frame in, this is by far the hardest job I've ever had to do. I'm so pissed off because I've scratched it. I've scratched this there because that's so tight to get it on. I've managed to get the first two top bolts in, that side and that side, but that seems as though you've got to really force it to get it in, and I just can't get this bottom bolt in. That's the hardest job I've had to do so far. What I done to start with was fix these two bottom bolts, but that made this twist over there and touch here, you see. So now I took all the bloody paint off. I'm really annoyed. But you just can't get that bottom bolt in because that bottom bolt end up twisting that bracket like that. So I wonder if there's something wrong with it. Something's not lining up properly. You can't even find the hole. Right, so I eventually got all the bolts in. As you know, I chipped this bit because what I was doing wrong, I was putting them two bolts in first and then trying to pull this down. But the best way to do it is to put the top bolt in first and then pull it down. And then that nipped that rubber in. But I can't remember seeing that rubber or the foam like that on the other Landrover. But we still need to get the bottom bolt in this one, so we'll try again. I don't know if that foam looked right or not, but I don't know. That's wedged in there. But this has been a real hard job. Luckily I haven't scratched this, but there's a lip inside there. I've probably scratched that a bit because you're resting, when you're resting it, you're sort of resting that on there, but I ain't had no choice because I've been on my own. So I eventually got that bottom one in. It seems like this top one is a little bit awkward, but we didn't get no scratches. A little bit where that, where I left it, and that had to, that had to kip on there, so it caught it. But I didn't know you put that top bolt in first, and then we more or less cracked it really. And the trouble is I had this one on the top bolt, or the two bottom bolts, you see, and I was working on the other side, and that ended up suddenly catching that. Mind you, I don't know how it suddenly catched that. There's more play than what you think, but God, that's hard work. It really is hard work. I'm going to see if I can touch that up. Luckily, I suppose it is there out of the way, but this one is the most damaged bit. You can see there, look how tight that is. How tight that is there, because they twist inwards, look. I mean, that's fucking Landrovers, they're just shit, aren't they? Well, I hope the picture's not that bad. I've got a little blob of paint in there. Luckily you probably won't really see it. Gonna have to clean all this grease where my greasy hands have been. Obviously I greased everything there. I did get the rubbers from, well, they're from LR, but they are from Yarn, but you can see there they're slightly pushed in there. You can't keep them perfect. It's too difficult to keep them perfect and get that on, unfortunately. The tolerances on Landrovers, although the tolerances are shit, that actually probably makes it harder. But you see that one's sticking out there as well. I suppose it's best to stick out that side and not there. The top one fits very well, but I did grease them all right. I'm going to get that cleaned up then. We're not going to be doing much more today, unfortunately. Alright, so we've fitted that bit. Not done very much today. That was the hard work. I've got a new pipe ordered to repair this. I did clean up this air dump valve and just paint the inside of it. Probably could do with a new one, but that seems to be working okay. And I'm going to start fitting the seat belts and bits and pieces. I'm just waiting for some tape, butyl tape, so I can finish fitting the rear seat boxes, and we can fit that rear tub, or rear, the part with the windows in it, and then we can put the roof on, because we've got the roof in the tractor trailer. In the meantime, I've just been painting up some of the seat belts ready to use. I'll just show you quickly. Just painted the bottom brackets on these seat belts, make them look a bit tidier. right and left at the front. The left one seemed to work, the right one seemed to be a bit not coming out at the moment, but we'll see. Hopefully that will. Don't really fancy buying new seat belts. Other than that, that's about it for now. So we'll see what we can get done tomorrow if some bits turn up. Also I can fit these, you know, silly little bits like this, bits and pieces. I've also got some carpet coming, so we can carpet these. I do need to drill an extra hole in here for the seat belt, but I'm going to put some carpet on these. That's on its way. And obviously carpet will go on the back box. I was thinking, I've got some 6x9 speakers. I don't know whether to cut them in the seat box, because you know a Landrover's not got very good speakers really, but we'll come sort all that out as we went. So we'll come back tomorrow. Right, that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll carry the video on because it's very short, and we'll see what else we can achieve. Thanks. Morning, here we go again. I'm going to put the dodo mat in and the carpet on the seat box at the front while we're waiting for everything else. So we'll get on with that. It's been so hot when I've been messing around trying to get it to run. Let's squish that off. So we will need a bit more sound deadening in there and bits and pieces, and then we'll fit the I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to fit some of the dodo foam. I'm not going to go well, that's where the seat fit to. So I'm only going to go up to there. I'm not going to cover everything like you normally see on these YouTube channels. I'm going to cover what I think needs covering, and that'll do. So just give everything a clean. We've already got this sound deadening on. Obviously want a little bit on there, and I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to put this 6mm foam on from dodo mat, and then put some carpet on, but the carpet's about 3mm thick maybe. 3mm thick carpet, this is 6mm thick, so I'm going to be careful where the seats go, so not to, mind you I could just put it over. I'm just going to cut strips and stick in, put a little bit of sound deadening on the top of there, and different bits and pieces. With the sound deadening mat, you only actually need to cover 60 to 80%, because sometimes it don't matter how much you put on. I know you see on YouTube they go mad and do the whole lot, but you can see, I mean, this for example, I put 2 bits on the back there. I'll show you that. Where tub make no noise, I only had to add 2 bits, you see, and there's even if I put a bit all the way along, that would have been exactly the same sound. So you don't need as much as what you think. And that was put any down the side here, so I'm going to do that. Just put a couple of half a sheet and put each side, and then we'll start putting the foam liner in. When you buy the foam liner, you make sure that's stuff that doesn't obviously absorb water. I'm not putting no foam in the footwells because I think, well, you know, you can get water in the footwells off your boots or whatever, and it's just not a good idea really. I mean, I haven't got a roller, but this stuff don't seem to be needing to be rolled out. See, that's improved that already. Bearing in mind I've only got half a sheet here. See the improvement? Some of it you can't change. I mean, this has got it down here, I'll show you. And it never, well, that's probably because of that clip. Didn't make that much difference really. See, this will only go tight when we get the seats in. When you get the seats in, that'll go tight. See, there's no point putting any here because you're not going to make no difference to any sound. This is sticky, so all I'm going to do is lay it where it needs to be and then just cut it. Obviously. But there is them rubber grommets there, so I'm only going to go up to where the seat rail is because I can't see the point of going any further with them rubber grommets in there. Just going to make marks each end. That will just be under the seat rail. These have got lines on it, so I don't think you need to worry about being too precise really. Could do with a bigger pair of scissors. You don't know if it's best to cut with scissors or a knife, probably with scissors. This is quite expensive, 50 quid a roll. So, I don't know. Just double check what you've done. It is that way around, that need to be. There's just a little edge here I need to cut out, you see. So I want to do that before I start sticking it. And I've got the cut edge at the bottom so you won't see it. Maybe I should bring the camera over this way. I just had to cut out that little bit there. I'm going to stick that over there like that. I'll probably have to take that corner bit off there as well, because that's the carpet we've got to worry about obviously making a good job of. So we'll have to just mark that with the scissors. I'm just going to make a cut there. That bit nearly is right on the edge, look, just a little bit. So it'll probably be best to just cut round it. Hold it in place. I'm just going to cut round it. Following the seat box. There we are. Now let's see what it looks like when we stick it on. Didn't peel off as well as I would have liked. Right, make sure you get it the right way around. Probably best not to pull it all off in one go. Definitely not. Never mind, you live and learn these things. Tuck it in. That's it. It's harder than what you think. I might have to just nibble a bit there. Not too bad, huh? And that's just caught the seat. It's just caught where the seat went. So we'll just carry on and do some more with that. I'm also thinking of the lids. I'll put a bit of the dodo matting under that, or deadening, sound deadening mat under that as well. So I've got to do this bit now. I just got myself a new blade in the Stanley knife, and I just realised that this really cuts lovely with a nice new Stanley knife. So you don't really need, best not to use the scissors. So there we are, we've done that front bit. Probably needed to take this out really, but I didn't have it go right. I've left a little gap at the bottom because that just leave the gap for the mat, and that'll stop any water ingress, because you want to be able to get any water that gets in the Landrover out. I'm just going to continue to add some other bits and pieces. That's like hair, I don't know. We'll have to just cut around them, which in a way, is it scruffy? That is really, isn't it? I'm just going to cut around this as well, but with a nice sharp Stanley knife. It does seem to cut very well. Just going to remove this for now. I mean, I'm not really doing very good measurements here, but you can see on the lines where to cut. So if you just follow the lines, you're not going to be too far out. And then we just need to do the same there. Again, just follow the line. I think I'll unbolt that, make a hole, and then put it back over, keep it nice and neat. Let's take that out. There's not much you can do really. I mean, that's not really till you come to laying the carpet. That needs to be a very good job. It's all a little bit. Just overlap there slightly. See if I just take my sharp knife, just go like that. Get a nice edge. There's the hole. We can replace this. Nice and tidy. Right, well, I'm going to continue to do the rest, then we'll get back. So we're going to try fitting this carpet now, which is going to be quite difficult. But we'll see how we go. So I bought this carpet. It's 3mm thick, and that was only £10. So I think that's going to look a good job. But I don't know the best way to go about it, so it's going to be quite difficult. I think going that way is probably best. So we could go that way. But if I went that way, just got to try and get the corners nice on the carpet. And it might be best maybe if we measure it and then cut it and then lay it on, so I'll get a tape measure. I'm not going to worry too much about my measurements because like I say, the carpet was only £10, so if I cut a bit 700, I've got 700 measurement there, down there and across to there. Obviously measure this one because it's a bit higher. Oh, we've got to be careful that come around, yeah, that'll be alright. And I'm just going to go, well, I'm going to go up to the middle console so we can just underlap it there, and that's 820. So I'll cut a bit 700 to 820, and then we can cut it and try and shape it the best we can and see what it looks like afterwards. So I'll cut a square out 700 by 820, and then we'll see what happens. This carpet is really quite tough. It's like the felt tape what you put in the windows. I had to cut it with a pair of scissors. It picks up the dirt a bit, but it's quite tough, so I'm quite pleased about that. I'm going to have to cut around everything again, and there we have it. We'll have to see how we get on. It's unfortunate that I installed these mats really, because they're now getting in the way. Hopefully you can see alright. The chair isn't too good, but I've got the camera on. Right, let's see what we can do. We don't know the best way to start. I mean, we obviously need to make a good job. I'm not going to stick anything until I've got it the best I can. I'm not too sure about corners on how to do them. I think people cut down like that, don't they? So there's the top of the corner. I'll make a bit of a mark. We'll see if we can cut through. See, it's quite tough. Very tough. So we'll double check it again. Don't cut yourself. So we've got a hole in there now. So if I go down there, we're just about on that corner. Oh, that ain't too bad. I might have to do a bit of fine adjustment on there. We've got this little bit sticking out here again, which we should be able to just cut with our knife. It's so tough, this stuff, it's untrue. Might use what you want, something hardware. And for £10, it's quite a, you know, there's enough probably to do both seat boxes for £10, so I thought it was quite good. Right, I think that's probably best to stick this bit before we go any further. You can see there's all going to work out nicely. So we'll stick this piece, I think, and then we can continue. I've just got some normal spray adhesive that I've had for years. It's not spraying very well. Not spraying at all, is it? There we go. Try not to get it everywhere. It's on all my hands now. I'll just tuck this in nice and tight because we want it to look good. It's got to come right to the bottom. You might find that you might have to just peel a bit back here like I have here, because I haven't put no glue in this piece here, because obviously in the corners is where you want most of the glue. At the same time, you don't really want to make a mess. So you want good bits on them corners. I'm quite pleased so far. So obviously this bit needs to tuck underneath that. And we need to make a joint somehow here, don't we? So we probably need to come straight down there. And I've never done this before, so bear with me. You really need to buy a new pair of scissors for this job. There we are. And then we should be able to tuck this one behind that one, should we? When we cut that down a bit. We're not right into the corner there. I left it short to make sure we get everything perfect. Just make sure your Stanley knife is really sharp. Stand a bit more of a chance then. So you've got to be so careful you don't go too far. Maybe we should have it come right on the seam. What do you think? Should it be right on the seam like that? So we join it right down. Join them both together there. Could do, I suppose. Need a brand new Stanley knife. I can't see this going very well. Watch your fingers. See, I probably fucked it up already, haven't I? Because I haven't left it long enough now. Shit. So I was thinking about making a join right down there. So now I'm going to have to follow this along and see if I can do that instead of overlapping it. So I'm going to try and join it. Sure. Don't know if that's going to look good or not. I might stick it down first. Is that a good idea? I don't know. We've gone a bit off square here because of how that is. We're going to have to joint there as well because obviously that's not turning out square there. That's not a problem because obviously we've got the battery box there, so I think I'll cut along here, cut along the battery box. Right the way along. Probably glue that bit down there then. And this bit can fold back on itself a bit, you see. I think it's probably a bad idea what I've done there, but well, I don't know, that might be alright. Don't get enough glue on it. I'm not going to record all of it because I think I'm in the way of the video and that'll get a bit boring, so I'll carry on for a little while. Just show you this, I just cut around this. I'm going to stick all this down and then I'm going to trim that with a right sharp Stanley knife afterwards, and hopefully we'll get a reasonable joint. This bit will come up there and there will be just a joint there. I might have to cut this one back as well because of how it's come up there, you see. That ain't quite square, but we can get that square with that bit. And when we take this bit round, and we just have to cut up there for around the what do you call it? The gearbox cover there. So yeah, not bad. I'm going to come down here with a pair of scissors because Stanley knives seem to blunt very quickly. Mind you, the scissors aren't much better either. Don't know. Probably looks a little bit terrible. Oh dear. I'm not going to get no glue out of this one. I was trying to come out. Oh well, looks like we've run out of glue. I've had these for a long time and they're just not wanting to work. This one isn't anyway. Maybe if I can get some out. I don't know. But you could always buy them edging bits that go over. Maybe I can do a better job on the other side. But I've run out of glue now anyway. But overall, I've got to just trim that bit off there. Overall, I think that looks alright. I just got to obviously cut the holes out for the seats, which is quite difficult with this felty stuff. But I think that's reasonable quality carpet, so I'm quite pleased with it. Well, unfortunately we ran out of glue. This bit probably, I should have maybe lapped it here, but then that would have looked bad there, so probably best to buy a corner piece and just bolt on afterwards, rivet it. Maybe if we get a bit more glue under there that would help, but you obviously don't want to put glue everywhere else. But otherwise it does look okay. I will cut a bit for the other side, but we ain't got no glue, so we can't carry on. This bit I'm going to have to stick in there like that. And this cover already had some carpet. And it clips down. Right, well, looks like we need to have a little bit of a trim up somewhere. Oh yeah, that will hold down. So I'll cut the carpet for the other side, and there's not really much else we can do. I will probably put the dodo foam over these bits as well, just to, I don't know, but the seats cover that up anyway, but maybe if I put the foam on, that'll help a bit. We're obviously going to have to put the foam in the roof. I might get some thicker foam for that, but it's quite expensive, £50 a roll. Don't really want to be using too much of it. Right, we've got the exhaust pipe back from the welders. So that can be fitted as well now, look at that. Nice one. So I've got no glue, so what I've done is just put it in and put the bolts in. I have to trim a bit more off this because obviously that plate is supposed to come out in the middle there. I thought I might wait till the seats come in and just gone round. Just wait till we get some paint, till get some tape, spray adhesive, and stick it on, so it's not looking too bad. And this edge isn't great, but I think with a bit more glue that might be alright. Once the seat box is on, you won't see a lot of that. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I might change this, how this seat box is just raised up slightly on them bits of wood. Well, it can stay like how it is really. But yeah, I'll have to get some more glue to finish this off. This bit's in. The clip is working. And that'll just stick round there. More. I've actually drilled a hole in this. I'm going to pour some out and see if I can paint it on and stick the carpet on like this. Can't see no reason why not. There's plenty of glue here, so I can't see why that won't work. So we'll see if we can get the carpet stuck on this driver's side footwell with this glue. Painting on the glue seems to have done a good job. I used this little paintbrush, apart from making a mess on the mat there. It seems we've done a good job sticking it in nicely. It's done that corner not too bad either. I think that'll be fine. Well, that's about all I can do. I'm waiting for the butyl tape to fit the rear seat box. I have to order some glue to finish this off. So once we fit the rear seat box, I can carpet that as well. I've got enough carpet. Like I say, it's a quite good quality carpet for £10. If anyone wants to know where I bought it from, leave me a comment. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.